As an attorney and entrepreneur, I see way too many women skipping the legal stuff when it comes to starting their business online. So we are going to fix that today. Today we are going to talk about the must-have contracts for your business. I'm going to walk you through the essential contracts that you need to legally protect your brand, your income, and of course, your peace of mind. Whether you're a coach, a consultant, or a course creator, this video is for you. Hello, inspiring people. My name is Rochelle from Her Life Inspires. I'm an attorney of 13 years and a real estate broker and a multi-passionate entrepreneur. So I am very familiar with contracts. If you are building an online business, I want you to be empowered and of course, protected. Today, I'm sharing the must-have contracts every online entrepreneur needs to have to avoid confusion, conflict, and of course, costly mistakes. So let's get started. The first agreement that every entrepreneur needs to have is a client agreement. This agreement is a non-negotiable. It sets the tone of the relationship of the parties. It's going to set the clear expectations. What service are you providing and what can they expect? So for example, if you're a coach, if a client needs to show up on time, if they need to be on camera and engage, that needs to be in the agreement. You also need to define the payment terms in the agreement. Are they paying up front? Do you accept payment plans? What happens if they ghost you? What happens if there's a dispute? These are all things that are going to be handled by your client agreement. And what if the client is not satisfied? You have to outline the terms of the agreement so that each party knows what's going to happen. And always be sure in these agreements that you include something such as a cancellation clause, a refund policy, because this is going to help both parties know what should happen in the event that something goes wrong. A second important and necessary agreement is an independent contractor agreement. This agreement is a legally binding contract that is usually used when you want to hire someone for a specific or short-term task. So for example, let's say you want to hire a virtual assistant, a designer for your brand, or someone to do freelance work for you. This agreement is going to clarify that this independent contractor is not your employee, so they do not work for you. This agreement is very, very important because it establishes the expectations of both parties involved. And why this agreement matters is because it clarifies the roles, any payment terms, and it also prevents what's called scope creep, and which is basically an expansion of the project's terms. So let's say you hired someone to just do maybe 3 pieces of content for you, some editing, and now you've changed it to 5 pieces. That is going to cause a huge difference in the time that it's going to take to get the content back to you. It's going to take maybe more money. So all of this needs to be written in the terms. And the main important thing when it comes to independent contractor agreements is that you want to make sure that whatever it is that is created for you or done for you is owned by you in the end. So that needs to be signed by both parties to say that I own this piece of content, I own this piece of work, even though you have provided this service for me. And the independent contractor agreement is really going to protect both parties, especially as your team and your business is growing. The third important agreement you need to have is your website terms and conditions and privacy policy. So if you have a website, which most entrepreneurs do, these are legally required in many states and countries. It's like the house rules for your website. And why this is important is because it outlines how people can use your website and the content on your website. So you don't want people misusing the content on your website, or if there's a person who's unhappy with the product or service that they purchase from your website, the terms and conditions are going to outline how they can go about a possible resolution, or basically what your rules are in regarding to those products and services. And you should also include disclaimers on your website. You should put something like, this information on this website is for educational purposes only, and it's not financial or legal advice, because this type of language is going to protect you from potential lawsuits or misunderstandings. And your terms can state that your content, your graphics, your logo, everything on your website is for your personal use only and should not be copied or used without your permission or consent. So the privacy policy is basically just how you collect information on your website, how you store data, how do you use people's data. So whether you're collecting names, email addresses, phone numbers, It's going to explain to the user what you do with that information. The next agreement is if you're offering online courses. So that's going to be your course and program agreement. So if you're selling an online course or group coaching program, this is very important because it's going to outline your payment plans, your access to your courses, if you have refund policies, or just what the community rules are within your program. And this is going to help prevent any misunderstandings, and it's also going to protect you when it comes to your intellectual property. The videos that you upload, can they share this with others or not? What happens, let's say, if you offer a payment plan and your client defaults on the payment plan? All this needs to be in the agreement. So this is really important as online courses are becoming increasingly popular and people are offering them, but you need to have clear language on how the course is going to run and what the expectations are. So the fifth and final agreement that you need is a non-disclosure agreement. And this is basically a legal contract between two parties outlining confidential material, knowledge, or information that the parties wish to share with one another for a specific purpose while also restricting the recipient's use to further disclose that information. So we hear this a lot with celebrities, but this is not just for celebrities. You need one for your business too. If you're sharing ideas or strategies with potential partners, collaborators, or beta testers, it's really important because your intellectual property is something you want to protect. And you want to maintain confidentiality in any sort of collaborations that you're working on or any launches that you're doing. So this is helpful when you're building something unique and you don't want to share it with the public yet and you want to kind of keep it private. You want to make sure the person that you are sharing this information with doesn't disclose this to the general public. So let's recap the 5 key contracts that you need. Number 1, you need your client agreement. Number 2, you need your independent contractor agreement. Number 3, you need your website terms and privacy policy. Number 4, you need your course and program agreement. And number 5, you need your non-disclosure agreement. So even if you're just starting out, these contracts are going to help you show up professionally and legally protect you from day one. If you want some contract templates, let me know. I may be able to create a resource for you. But as always, if this video inspired you and encouraged you, please hit the subscribe button so I can create more content for you. As always, go out and inspire someone today, and I will see you in the next video.